Hello YouTube, Big Mike. Without further ado, retro. Just thought I'd do sort of a bit of an overview of the revival Generation X that we've just come to. So I thought I'd talk about my history with revival, going to revival, and what the experiences I've had going to revival, and the experiences of this last revival this weekend. So you know how I feel revival has evolved, and whether it's better or for worse, or what I think and how I feel. So I'll start out. The first ever revival I went to is the revival, the winter warm up, and at the time that was a day before my it was when Tyson Fury 2015, wasn't it? So 2015 November 28th, was it? 2015. Could be wrong on the date there. It was the day before Tyson Fury. We actually went up. This happened the day before Tyson Fury actually fought Vladimir Klitschko. And I had a bit of an accident. I was waiting for Marcus to come out with the car and drive us to the event, and she was running late, as per usual. And I slipped on some gravel, and actually my foot hit a wall, and my big toe bent all the way back and touched my foot, which I was in absolute agony. It's just before about to leave. So we drove up to the event. I took some painkillers. I was like, I'm in agony here, Marcus. And he was like, oh, you're alright. You should probably just twist it or something. So we went around the day before looking in game shops, and got to the point where I'm sort of walking along the game shops on the walls on my arms because I'm in such agony because of me foot. And I said to him, I said, look, I've done something serious here. We're going to have to go to the hospital. And we drove to the hospital, and he x-rayed my toe and said, yeah, it's a big toe. It's broken in 4 places. You can see the x-ray. I'll try and insert the picture if I can find it on this phone. I do have the picture. It's got 4 breaks. It's broken in all different places. There's nothing you can really do for it. Try and keep it straight, so they put some sort of splint on it, bandaged it up, and sent us on our way. Now, I was going to put a bet on the Tyson Fury fight. Just had a real gut feeling. I thought, what's the maddest thing that can happen? And I thought, the maddest thing that can happen is Tyson Fury to get a decision in Germany. You know, Vlad's backyard. They'd never give him a decision. And I was going to put a bet on, but I was in such agony, which was actually the bet I was going to put on, was him to get a decision in Germany, points decision. And I was in so much pain. Didn't know about online betting and apps and things like that back then. And I didn't put it on. I was gutted. Got up in the morning, it had come through. I would have been talking. I was going to put 100 quid on it. I don't know. I'd probably got like 100 grand or something stupid. But nonetheless, we went to Revival, the winter warm up, and at the time I didn't know Tutor UK, and I watched his channel, and I was going there to try and meet Tutor UK, or meet some of the other tubers, say hello, and get to know the guys. And as per usual, I didn't meet Tutor UK. He'd eluded me again, and but I went there and I had a great time. It was like it was almost like, I should imagine, like a social club, which had a bar. It had 2 levels. Now it was very packed. Possibly too packed, and I was worried about banging my big toe. Obviously, all these people, and it's hard to get about, and I'm trying to get about on these crutches and that. And but I had a great time. It was a fantastic time. Now I think from that one, they first went to the Walsall Centre first. It was the first ever one to the Walsall Centre next. The stadium that they've just held last one to. Now there was a lot of bad things that I had happen to me on the run up to the next one, the first one they ever did at Walsall. I'd had a bad day. Some things had gone wrong. You know, my finances didn't work out. You know, and I'd been on a heavy drinking session with some of the lads the night before, so I felt terrible. So I went to Walsall, and I wasn't in the mood. The first time they ever had it at Walsall, revival. It was like 4 revivals ago, I think. It was the first one they ever did at Walsall. And I didn't think it was very good. I missed meeting up with Tootie, because I've met him at several other events since then after this one. I've had some games that Daz was supposed to look at, but Tootie and Daz never had gone. I missed them. I just didn't have a very good day. But I think the reason for that was a lot of things had gone wrong before I went. I wasn't in the right frame of mind for going, and I think I brought a lot of negativity with me at that event. So I do think that the event wasn't as good as it could have been, but since then I missed two after that, and everyone said the two you didn't go to were absolutely fantastic. Everything that was wrong with the one that you went to had been resolved, and it was really, really good. So, you know, as luck would have it, the two that were really great, I missed out on. Now, the usual events I've gone to a lot of the Play Expos, and a lot of people say that these aren't the Play Expos. And to be honest, my favourite Play Expo, and the one that holds dear to me, is the first one I ever went to, which is Blackpool. Now, they went to Blackpool 2 Blackpools ago. I've actually been to 3 Blackpools, I believe, and I missed the last one. So, but I went to the one before that, which was in the usual time of the year. So, Play Expo Blackpool is not necessarily the greatest of events, but the good thing with it is, I believe it's the origins of the expo, is Blackpool, is where they come from, the guys. So a lot of the stall owners don't actually do stalls, they actually come to the event to let their hair down and enjoy themselves. A lot of the tubers go to enjoy themselves, and it might not be the greatest event, but the event is made by the people. So, you know, but I've still always picked up good stuff on the stalls and that. But a lot of people said it's not as good as the first year. But I didn't go to that first year. I didn't go till a couple of years into it, so I couldn't judge that. I just know it's always held a special place in my heart for Blackpool. I always like to go, and I was gutted that I had to miss this one. I feel the hotel with Blackpool Play Expo was a little bit naughty, because as far as I'm aware, it's been running 5 or 6 years there now. They've always had the same slot, and for some reason this year they said they couldn't have the proper slot. They had to move it forward, and it was right after Christmas. So I couldn't afford to go. It was too expensive, and I was really gutted that I couldn't do that straight after Christmas. It's not a lot of people can afford to do that, so I was gutted that I didn't go to that. The tubers that did go looked like they had a great time. I was really gutted I missed it, but a lot of the other guys done the same thing. You know, Tootie didn't go, I don't believe, and some of the other main lads didn't go. But those who did go had a fantastic time. Hence, so I didn't go to that, and I missed a couple of the other events. So I thought, right, well, everyone's been telling me the last couple of revivals have been absolute belters. You know, I was in a negative frame of mind the last time I went. I was, you know, going there to buy games, and I wasn't going to meet people, and people I was going to meet weren't there the last time, and I missed them, and I was having a terrible time. So I thought, right, I'm gonna put all my eggs in this basket. I'm gonna make sure I go to this event, and I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'm gonna have a really good one. Well, unfortunately, what happened then was, I'd pre-booked tickets for the David Hay versus Tony Bellew 2 fight. Obviously, the first fight fell through, and unfortunately for me, the rematch landed 2 weeks before Revival, you know, Generation X, Revival. So a lot of the money that I'd been putting together to go to Revival, I'd actually put, because I'm a real big boxing fan. I don't particularly like David Hay. I don't think he's a very nice character as a person. I really like Tony Bellew. I think he's a real nice person. He's a family man. He loves his family. He does everything he does for his family. He always goes up against the odds, and he always seems to become triumphant. You know, everyone bets against him, and he always proves them wrong. So I've had some good money through betting on Tony Bellew, especially in the first Hay fight, and I really enjoyed it. And and I believed he could do it again. Tony knows David Bellew, and Tony knows boxing. I know a lot of people think he's a loudmouthed idiot and things, but when it comes to boxing, that man takes his job very seriously. He is a boxing fan, and he understands that boxing, and he watches fighters, and he knows what they can and can't do. You know, and he proved that in the rematch. So obviously, I went to the boxing. It's the first time I've ever been to the boxing, and I had a fantastic night. Watching David Hay, Tony pick David Hay apart, absolutely brilliant. First time I've ever been to boxing at the O2, really good. You could see it. We were in there from 4:30. right through to about 12. So it was understandable that I spent a lot of money. We were drinking in the daytime as well. And at the O2, it was £6.80 a pint. Now, I don't drink a lot, but when I do drink, I will drink. I might not drink for 6 months, but then when I do go out and I'm on a jolly with my friends, you know, I could drink 10, 15, maybe more pints, especially throughout a whole day. So we spent some money. So a lot of the money that I had saved up to go to Revival, I spent there. So I'm almost back to square one. So I was like, oh no. I thought, right, I'm not going to go. I haven't really got the money. I don't know if I can go. And I thought, no, I'm going to go. I'm going to do. I've got all these doubles and trebles of games that, you know, aren't doing anything for me. I've got games that are big hitters that are just on my shelves collecting dust because I'm not going to play them. I just had them as some sort of, you know, I was collecting for the Dreamcast. One of the games I let go was Samba de Amiga. Now, it's supposed to be a great game. I've never played it since owning it. If the guy that bought off me is watching, Sydney Steve said, I said to Sydney Steve, I said, I think we're going to start with Samba de Amiga. I said, I can't imagine getting it down and playing it. It's just up there. It's going for some crazy prices, and I might put it up for sale. And I looked on eBay. People were trying to get like £350, £450, £500 for it. Now, I don't know. I think the guy that I bought it off, or where I bought it from a shop, some person, I won't call him a nasty thing, had cut the box down to fit into a single case, CD case. So it was missing the spine. It had been cut down to fit into a CD case. So I knew that it wasn't 100%, but everything else was immaculate and lovely. The box was gorgeous. I might put in some pics if you want to see it. So I said to Steve, what do you think's fair with this guy? I didn't know him. He said he's a Dreamcast collector. Tom, you're right, Tom, if you're watching. I know you said you'd sub me channel and have a look. I hope it arrived with you and everything. I assume it has because I haven't heard back from you. So, but Tom was a lovely guy. He paid the money straight away. No questions asked. He's like, yeah, not a problem. I'm happy with the condition. What do you want? What's the postage? So then that was a real. I was like, oh my god. Tom lived in Belgium actually, because they find it hard to get Dreamcast stuff over there. It's a lot more expensive. So I said to City Steve, I said, what do you think's fair? And he said, well, I think if you say to him 150 plus postage, that's fair. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, I know it's not 100%, because we sort of thought they go for, like, you know, between 180 and 200 in mint condition, which mine would have been if someone hadn't done that to the box. So I thought, right, well, I want to sell this. It's going to another collector. I'm a collector myself. I know if something's not right. I mean, Steve said you pick one of the games up separately quite easily, and do that, or you know, and or sell the other one on, and you could do that, but you still got to put 30, 40 quid into it to do that, haven't you? So I thought, you know, Steve said 150, so I thought, right, well, I'll say to the guy 130 because that's a good price, but I know he's got to do a bit of work with it if he wants to bring it up to 100%. So the guy was wicked. He was no problem. Tom was fantastic. He paid the money straight in, PayPal, friends and family. Not a problem. Done straight away as soon as he had my details. So then Steve found a good company for me to send it to Belgium. Got it all packed up nice. Really box within a box, bubble wrap. You know, the works. That game was going to get to him in the same condition it had left me. So that was one sale. And that was brilliant. So we've done that. I've been doing it. I had a few. So I was going a bit more hell for leather these last 2 weeks, and then I sold some. Spectrum Plus 3 disc games that weren't sort of like, you know, we sold North and South. North and South. Oh, what a game! What a game on the Spectrum! What a conversion! Unfortunately, North and South for me lies on the Amiga. Now, I'm a very passionate man about my Spectrum Plus 3, as you all know if you watch my channel. I really do love my Plus 3. But there's games that I love on the Plus 3, and there's games that I love on the Amiga. Now, I'd purchased that North and South 6 months prior for £40 on eBay. I've only ever seen my one and the one that sold before it, which was sold a month before I put mine up for sale. Which was untested, a loft find, and that one went for £360 plus postage. So I thought, at that price, I've got to try and put mine on there, because I want to go to Revival. You know, I need to start going out more, and this is why I had to go to the David Hay fight. I've set my sights on Revival, and you know, the next one we're going to is Bristol, because that's in my hometown, Bristol. Got to give it the Bristol representation. It's the first time we've had something down in the southwest. Got to show face and got to give it the big one. So we're gonna be going to Bristol next, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. So we were putting all our eggs in the basket, and we were trying to get more money for Revival. So I've done that. I sold a few games, and the pot was filling up. So so then we basically I got a sort of bag together of stuff that I wasn't going to play, doubles, games that weren't my sort of thing. Just all sorts of stuff that you know your collection evolves. So what you were collecting at one point, you're not collecting at another point. So I took a big bag with me of trades. So I had to buy the tickets then, and when I went on to buy the tickets for Revival, unfortunately the weekend tickets had gone. So I had to buy individual tickets for each day, which was a little bit more expensive, and we also had to buy the early bird entry card. So I ordered it for myself and my friend Marcus. Friday ticket, Saturday ticket, and the early bird. So it did cost a little bit more. I was going to say possibly my fault. It was my fault because I'm leaving it to the last minute. There's no possible about it. It was my fault. I didn't plan ahead, but I was leaving everything to the last minute to get as much money as I could so we could go. So no tickets. We ain't going to be going, are we? So but the tickets. So they were a little bit more expensive, but that was my fault. So so we've gone up there. Got the early bird tickets. That's one thing I will say. I'm not on Facebook. And one thing I couldn't see on any website or any sort of, you know, you Google and this, that and the other and everything, I couldn't see. They said the event started at 10:30. Now we paid for these early bird get in early cards that they do, membership cards, which you're supposed to get 10% off at the stalls, which you do, which is a good thing. But I never pulled mine out the bag, to be honest. I got given it, I put it in the bag, and then the bags I had were so unorganised and everything. It was at the bottom of the bag, but I got in there and went in, and because I have trouble getting around, I do suffer with my body. I mean, I'm a very big chap. If you get to see me, probably one of the biggest chaps you'll see. Unfortunately, we're trying to work out that one. But yeah, so obviously when you carry the sort of weight that I carry, you do suffer with physical problems. So I have problems with like my back and things. So I've gone there, and I know, last time I went there, they let me use the lift to get up the stairs. So I said, "Oh, you know, disability. Can I use the lift and everything?" And they said, "Yeah, no problem. Let us in the lift." We've got in, and we're in. You know, Sydney Steve's there, help setting up. Toot UK is also in there helping somewhere. Alex is around doing his thing, and we're in, and no one's even been let in yet. They haven't even sort of started taking. So we got in it anyway. I was worried off. What time do we get in? Like, you know. So we were in before everyone, and then they let 500 odd people in after, like literally minutes after us anyway. So that worked out cool.